encounter.
We've got another trailer.
It feels very
Hello
and welcome. Yeah, I love Marcel the Shell. I'm giving it a solid 9 out of 10. So, that was Marcel the Shell with shoes on, and now it's time for a film which I think is even better than Marcel. No, I'm only joking. Now it's time for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So,
okay.
I'm just going to say this right off the bat.
Yeah.
We're gonna go full into spoilers of this. I'm not.
Okay.
Oh, can
to,
we?
You know.
All right.
Yes,
okay.
this is a
That's
full
fine.
spoiler
I
review for
haven't
Ant-Man.
seen this movie. I have very few intentions of watching it. Maybe when it
Okay.
comes out on Disney Plus, I might give it a watch.
Nah, I don't even know you should
Maybe.
bother with it at that point.
But I want to hear Kyle's opinions on this film first.
Right.
Let me.
Yes.
let me
Okay.
preface
Go
I
the
should
story.
say.
Yeah. Sure.
So obviously this is post-end game. Scott Lang's life is great. He's loving it. Him and Hope Van Dyne are just like, they're loving life. She's the head of some of the PIM industry, and you know, which is quite ironic considering Evangeline Lilly's real life politics. But anyway,
Yes,
she's doing great things for things like homelessness and very left-wing, causes, I should say. You know, helping people and providing great. What other stuff does she do besides helping homeless people? Great
I think
social
she was
efforts. I think they just
they were
something
doing like
that.
food or stuff,
I
or
doubt
like
she
they were
vaccinated.
trying
Yes,
to like.
food, using the PIM particle to sort of end world hunger, actually,
That's
because you can,
cool.
just make things bigger. So make like
Took
an apple
them
like
a
the
while
goddamn
to do
size of a
that.
kitchen table. Yeah. So using PIM particles to help world hunger and dealing with ending homelessness, because of the blip. Scott Lang has just written a memoir, and it seems to be doing very well. Basically, how he from ex-convict to help saving the universe, and but soon things get a little crazy, a little quantum when Scott Lang's Quantumania, when Scott Lang's daughter Cassie has built a satellite sort of dish to sort of send a signal down to the quantum realm so they can map that universe and maybe eventually explore it. Things going wrong when the irrational Janet Van Dyne pulls the plug on it, and they all eventually get sucked into the quantum realm, where they are trapped in a world which is ruled by Kang the Conqueror.
Okay.
So that is the setup, and I'm going to give it to you, Kyle. What were your brief, quick, overall thoughts on this film as a whole?
So, my brief thought is this should have been a TV episode of somebody else's show.
Yes.
So that's my very brief opinion.
Question: I haven't seen this movie. Are the Micronauts in it at all?
Who the fuck are the
I don't know what that
Micronauts?
is.
Okay, because they're a horrible Marvel team that lives in
No.
quantum
The only
space.
thing horrible in here is the
Okay,
script.
okay.
So you're okay.
Okay, then the follow-up question. So it's called Quantumania.
Yes.
We've already watched, all three of us sadly, a movie called Multiverse of Madness, and that multiverse was not mad. Is this
And
Quantumania?
this isn't very. It's
This is
mania
not
in the sense that
mania.
I'm going insane.
Okay,
So,
but it's not.
Also, I
is
will
it
say, Ant-Man and the
visually
Wasp.
manic in any way.
It tries to be silly and creative in that, but it's none of it's visually convincing in terms from a visual effects point of view. And this is a $150 million film.
Yeah, I mean, they gave them like
Ant-Man and the
5
Wasp,
minutes in a microwave to do the visual effects, so
Yes.
it makes sense.
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania also gets contender for worst film title in a
wow.
long time.
Yeah, it's a
It's
long
terrible.
one.
Anyway,
Lewis,
Kyle, sorry, we keep
You've
interjecting.
hated that since the day one.
I've hated it since they
remember.
announced it. I was like, that sounds like a
Yeah.
goddamn roller coaster. It's ridiculous.
You have said that.
Could have
So,
just called it
right.
Quantumania. Plain and simple.
Could have just called it shit.
That,
Right,
that'd be,
Kyle,
that'd be
give your
spoilers,
so-
though. That'd be spoilers, Cal.
Yeah, right. Anyway, so this film, right, is probably one of the worst films I've seen in a long time. Not even funny enjoyment comes out
Oh, wow.
of seeing this film. Where what we have is really some raunchy character arcs with Cassie Lang, right, who
Yes.
was recasted from the aged up person in Endgame.
The brief person who played her in Endgame.
Yeah. Who I thought looked more like Cassie than this one kind of does, but that's fine.
Weird recast decision, yes.
She's kind of gone around and has become a wee bit of a rebellion in the 5 years. She makes a dig at her dad for not being there, and I'm kind of like, that's really not his fault.
I get it.
I will say this, right?
Yeah.
The film tries to do this thing where it's it's the most stupid writing decision I've ever actually seen in a long time. The whole thing is that Cassie, they're having a lunch or something, and Cassie's like, Scott says, I helped save all your lives, I helped save the universe. And then Cassie goes, yeah, but what have you done since then? I don't need to do anything ever again. I have helped save
exactly.
My God, shut up. That is
exactly.
the dumbest line ever. He's not some loser dad who's like, I don't know, like gone out being an alcoholic and just like ruined his life and ruined the family. He literally helped save the universe and save his life multiple times.
Sense
can I point out that he's sorry, there's a weird point that Cassie keeps calling Hank Pym Grandpa Hank.
Yes.
Or Papa Hank. I'm like, you've not known this man that long. Like,
I mean, not only that.
At no point would they...
It's not his mom.
Like, because...
Right?
But Hank and that were away for those 5 years as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
and
not like
Cassie and Hank have never interacted, so...
Yeah.
No! So she's going, oh, it's Grandpa Hank. I'm like, shut up. But then you got...
Anyway, carry on.
And then her whole thing is, there's so much running in this film. It's literally just Paul Rudd and Catherine, whatever her name is, running away from things and her yelling "Dad." That's it.
Yes.
That's this film.
Mm-hmm.
Janet Van Dyne,
yeah,
one of the most stupidest characters to ever exist in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because it's shown from the beginning that maybe a couple of years after she went into the quantum realm, Kang showed up.
Yeah.
So she's known Kang for a very long time.
Yeah, I mean we're supposed
and she never mentions it.
She survived there for
no,
like
and she knows who Kang is because she helps repair his time chair thing, and she gets a glimpse into the mind of Kang, and she's able to see that he's a conqueror.
What he's done.
So she's like, I don't think I'll mention this. You know, I know the Avengers have just dealt with Thanos.
This is also a huge problem with it, is that they go. So the whole idea is that Janet is really traumatized by her time in the quantum realm, right?
Yeah.
That she doesn't speak about it to Hope, her daughter, or Hank, right? They just haven't talking about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which also, I sincerely doubt that after, like, this is what, 2 years after the blip, so they've had time to...
It should be about 2 years after the blip.
You don't think that she might have, confessed some things about her journey there in the past few years?
Like, you could have very easily made it so that, like, she had suppressed memories. Like, you could have started the movie with, like, her going to therapy, trying to, like...
But also, the main problem with the
it's
trauma...
sci-fi. You can make up whatever the fuck you want. You can say, oh, she's got suppressed memories. Yeah.
With the trauma thing
is
that when they get sucked back into the quantum realm, she's in absolute complete control. She knows exactly what to do. She's like, oh, yeah, old buddy, hey, whoa, this is a great time. What a ride. And it's like... Wait, so the trauma thing makes no sense then, because you know exactly what to do, you know exactly where to go. You actually have friends here who you're happy to see again. So that trauma thing makes absolutely no sense. So you're just withholding information in order to make the mystery of who's he. And I will say this: the plot takes so long to kick into gear. They're constantly going of, oh my god, he's wanting to find you. He's going to be upset that you disappeared. It's like, we know who you're talking about. He's on the poster. So stop trying to make it some big mystery. Just get into it.
Also, like, building up this character would make sense if, like, you're actually, like, getting to know this character. You concealed
who the villain was.
Yeah, but
like see in 2012's Avengers when they're talking about Thanos, but nobody has a clue who it is, and at the end he just turns around and grins. That's it.
That works. But that makes sense.
But what you have in the quantum realm, right, is some Spy Kids level of CGI. I'm gonna say right now.
Spy Kids 3D,
at no point am I like, they're not standing on a set with either a green screen or the volume around them.
Yeah.
You get
very unconvincing.
So many useless side characters.
So much useless subplot. So much.
There's these rebel. I don't know who these
movie, isn't he?
Yes. Oh, we'll get to that.
Oh.
Right, one sec. So
I assumed he'd be a side character. This is worrisome.
You have Bill. Oh my god, what's his? Oh my.
Good place guy.
Bill Murray.
Oh,
Bill Murray. Thank you.
Oh, Bill Murray.
Who's in it for about 26 seconds, if even.
Is he
you have a bunch of people
thing, like in the last one.
He's doing nothing. He shows up, he says a couple of lines, he leaves.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You get all these kind of rebellions who are like, "Yo, you're Janet. You know Janet? Oh my god, Janet!" And it's like, they're completely useless and just rubbish. And
The rebellion thing is really, really pissed me off, is because they go into the quantum realm, and then Scott and Cassie find this like ragtag team of like who are obviously opposing Kang's regime, and once again, obviously they have to like make it mysterious so they don't say his name. And this group is like, I don't know, like, it looks like 10 people, like it looks so tiny.
Yeah.
And then they do this one scene, and then 5 minutes, boom, they're attacked, which also doesn't make sense because they go, he wants to find you. So Kang sends in troops to blast an area they might be in.
It's the classic villain.
It's the Doc Ock throwing the car at
you.
Peter Parker, except that plot hole is excusable because that's a better made film. Anyway, so you have this whole thing where it's like they try and make you care about this rebellion, which the screenwriters put absolutely no effort into making you care about them, and then. And this stupid thing where Cassie's there for 5 minutes, and instead of like their main thing is to just get out. That's the whole thing. It's like, we want to get out here, and within 5 minutes, Cassie's like, you just don't care because it's not happening to you, and it's like, please shut up. Please shut up. And then so the rebellion thing is so half-arsed. You do not care about them.
Man.
All anyone talks about is either what they're doing right now, vague discussion about who he is, and just like exposition, except unlike Tenet, it's not filmed in an interesting way, like we were talking earlier. And then, I'll let you talk about MODOK, Kyle.
Is AIM in the movie at all?
MODOK shows up, right?
Yeah.
And they do the thing. Now, this is where you initially... This kind of reminds me of Lucy's little gripe if Avatar 2, where... You know how in Avatar 2 they're talking about, like, oh yeah, this is how this works.
Yes,
you know?
Yes.
Just tell you MODOK starts doing, like, we go way back, and it just shows up, like, 20 seconds of Ant-Man, just to be like, this, remember this guy? This is who this is.
Yeah.
You remember how we had this really not memorable villain in the first film? And we're going to bring him back, but we have to make sure you know who this is. And then his helmet comes off.
Yellow Jacket is MODOK.
Oh, I heard things about this. I heard that like they were going to make Yellow Jacket into MODOK. That's dumb.
So, Yellow Jacket is MODOK, or Darren Cross, I should say. Okay. And I have never been in a cinema where everybody has groaned at the same time.
Yeah, it was actually unbelievable this happened. When they unmask MODOK and you see the I don't even know what to describe it. The visual effects of it's his head, but it's like big and stretched out. It's like a terror. It's not like MODOK in the comic. It's just like it's a big head, but also kind of a body. Yeah, and has hair and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I just like to point out
the audience groaned. They went, like as if they were either disgusted by the visual effects or just like, what are you doing? Yeah. Like, what are you doing?
It was about. I would just like to point out that obviously the visuals in this film were not good, but Marvel did feel that they had to make the special effects people take time to CGI MODOK's ass for a scene.
Yes, they did.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
They did that. They did a very Vader-esque thing where he like comes out of like a BAFTA tank. Yeah. And he puts his suit on, and it's just a tiny little like SpongeBob SquarePants arse cheeks.
The MODOK thing. MODOK, okay, I'll give it in the sense that in the comics is a bit silly.
Yeah,
right?
No, 100%.
Looks a bit silly. It's a bit of a silly design, right? But the whole Darren Cross thing with him is just, he's so annoying.
Like,
he's used as a comic relief character, and he's just
at
not
the
funny.
End of it.
It's just
at the end of it. He's
just
so
predictable.
Going with Cassie. He's going with Cassie like. What should I stop doing? And Cassie's like, just don't be a dick. And I'm like, that's how we're going to like conclude this character's arc. So I want to point out, right? So I really quite like the first Ant-Man film.
Yeah.
And that's because you get a scale of the idea of him going small.
Yeah.
See, within the quantum
Honey,
realm,
with the Cribs sort of antics.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the quantum realm, you don't know the difference.
No, because
he can go big in the quantum realm. He can go big man, giant man.
But is he giant man? Because
he's just like
the idea that they're in the quantum realm is that they're already small.
Yeah.
So he should just be bigger than tiny, but he's not even the regular size. Mm-hmm. So he shouldn't. Like the whole thing of Cassie, when Cassie went big, she got like, getting dizzy. He's like, oh, that happens the first time. No, she's not big. She's not her regular size.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So and this is a thing, right? Because I was, as I said to Liz, the one thing I actually quite liked is I think the designs of Ant-Man's suit have always been pretty sound. Yes. I actually quite like their designs, but what I'm hating is just the constant use of nanotech.
Yeah. Because they can't be bothered having a physical helmet on set.
Lazy.
So it's just magic. We just put our suits on by magic. We have them under our clothes like magic.
Absolute laziness. And I don't know what Marvel's doing right now with Kang.
Yeah.
Okay, because this is obviously we're talking spoilers here.
This was labelled as the beginning of Phase 5. Kang's here. Okay, we're getting the big threat introduced.
Yeah.
But he
so
dies?
Yes, he dies.
I mean, I guess so, because like the whole idea behind Kang is that he's like multiversal entity kind of thing. But like also,
that's the thing.
if he's
But
the new
everybody was saying like,
threat,
oh, it's this
don't
version.
don't have him as the villain of the movie. Like the antagonist should have been someone else, and then Kang should have been the reveal that he was like behind the whole thing the whole time, and you're like, oh shit, Kang's coming. Woo!
The whole thing of putting Kang in this. No, this is it. This is the whole thing.
Yeah.
They put Kang in this, and Kevin Feige labelled this as the beginning of Phase 5.
Yes.
To make you think this film is more important to the bigger
whatever
they're doing than it actually is, because you can skip this film. You can definitely skip this film if you're going to care about Avengers Kang Dynasty, which is out next year, the year after, whatever.
2025.
There is nothing in this film is relevant to that film. Because it ends. The film ends. They defeat the villain, it ends.
Okay.
And then they get out, which was a rewrite, because originally Scott and Wasp were going to get stuck in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
But I don't think I think there was a decision like, oh, that's just going to be like Infinity War, Wasp, where they were stuck again.
Yeah,
but I want to quickly jump on the end credits just for 2 seconds, because I don't think one of them I think is better than the other.
Yes.
The first one you get is you basically get introduced to the Council of Kangs.
Yeah.
Right? To which... So this Kang that we see, the Conqueror, in the film, he was exiled from this group. Right? They chucked him away to the quantum realm because they were like, he's too dangerous. He wants to like get rid of everybody except him.
Okay.
So they go, shit, somebody's killed them. We need to get revenge. And I was like, well, no. I thought you banished him. I think you should be more thanking. Also, Scott Lang wins in a 1-to-1 fight with Jonathan with Kang. Possibly the funniest thing you've ever seen in your life.
They have a trailer for Creed 3 before this film. Jonathan Majors is fucking massive. Yeah. And Paul Rudd would be dead by one hook of his punch. He's strong. Yeah. And it was so ridiculous that Paul Rudd was having an even fight with Kang, a fist fight. It was like, this is dumb.
I guess he's denser.
That was horrific. So the Kangs, the Council of Kangs, like, we need revenge. And you're like, no, I thought he killed
you exiled him for a reason. Yeah. You don't exile someone and then go, oh, someone killed him. I better get revenge on that bastard.
I was
I mean, there's no Micronauts in this movie, so it's already a loss.
And they were all going crazy. Yeah. And then the second post-credit scene was just a clip from Loki season 2, where they were talking to Victor Timely, or Victor Timely was giving a speech. And then I sat there and I watched. I was like, this could have just been an episode of Loki.
Yeah.
Like, I think Loki is going to deal a lot more with Kang.
They could have had...
No. I mean, this story, the whole story could have been an episode of Loki, where we could just got this whole beginning of Kang's dynasty and everything from the Loki series. Yeah. Because I think it would have helped. It would have been more interesting.
We already have a relationship. I don't think
having Ant-Man sent down to the quantum realm was a good choice.
And it also
really just a shoebox.
What it does is it really sort of ruined the magic of the point of Ant-Man and the antics and the action he does. Is that we have fun. Like I said with Marcel the Shell, is that film uses everyday objects in a normal house and makes it inventive and fun and quirky. That's what you should be doing with Ant-Man still. I'm not saying, that's all he can do. You can make an intense dramatic plot with him doing fun and inventive things.
That's why I like the second movie so much. Like the whole shrinking and making shit big all the time, constantly.
Using
that was hilarious.
Using what is a Hello Kitty Pez in a car
It's
chase.
a weapon. That's awesome.
That is fun.
It's a dumb,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's fun.
But this they're just using the Ant-Man name to just go and have, here's Kang, who then it just doesn't mean anything to the bigger picture anyway.
It could have been very easily like some other hero story where Ant-Man was just in charge of the shrinking technology. Like, it could have been like an Avengers style thing where like it was like Ant-Man was just the same way he was part of like the time traveling thing in the last one using quantum energy, which also kind of like I still don't get that. So like he was trapped in the quantum realm for a bunch of years.
Yeah, also,
Okay.
it doesn't make sense, the
It
Quantum Realm,
doesn't.
because
But like,
There's
Janet
also
was trying to explain that there was, like,
yeah.
multiple levels to the Quantum Realm, but
yeah,
then I'm like,
but
also,
like, do they
if the
visualize
Avengers were
them at any
jumping in and out
point?
of the Quantum
Yeah,
Realm...
like that's the thing. Do they visualize them at any point? Do they give any? Because like I feel like you should make it so like there's a point where you go so far beyond that it's like almost a different universe, and that's why there's
Yes,
people
yes.
there. And like I feel like there should have been like a very big distinction of like this is like
Mm-hmm.
not the quantum realm. It's like beyond that kind of thing, you
But it's
know, or
Marvel
something.
Cinematic Universe world
Yeah, I
building, which
know.
in this, like I'm saying, the world building in both terms of the real world, which you see at
Yeah.
the 10-15 minutes at the start of the film.
Hmm.
Once again, they're telling you about these amazing inventions that just the pin particle alone has done.
Yeah.
They haven't.
But the world is
That's I don't understand
exactly
why
the
the world
same.
looks and everyone functions
Yeah.
exactly the same, because you have Stark tech and Wakandan tech, so
Yeah.
therefore the world should look insanely different.
I
Plus
mean,
magic and all the other nonsense
oh
that they
yeah.
put in this universe. So that stuff is crap as usual. And then you go into the quantum realm, where it's nonsense. And it's funny that they have a Rick and Morty writer doing the script, is because it looks like it's trying to be Rick and Morty with a little gooey alien who goes, "Oh, I care about holes. How many
I've
holes
got
do
a
you have?"
hole!
Like, shut up. It's just, and even then I just knew that thing was going to be a running joke. And it's like, even your humor is so predictable at this point.
Yeah.
There was just
That's
nothing
sad.
here. Right, Kel, let's wrap up our thoughts here and
Yeah,
do our
I don't
scores. So
really...
let
don't care.
Kyle
Sorry.
is broken.
summate your thoughts here.
Kyle is
Summarize.
so broken.
I really do think, to quote a great man, John Campea, Marvel has really just lost its magic.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing at the moment. I think they're a wee bit confused and lost.
Mm-hmm.
I think them trying to plan out something so meticulously is actually not is actually what's damaging them now.
Oh,
Rather
absolutely.
than when they fell into the Infinity War saga kind of naturally and organically. And I really it's a shame because ever since Endgame I've been like wanting to be excited for the next Marvel films.
Mm.
And the only reason I'm excited for the Guardians is because
It's the
they're
end.
probably going to be the strongest
That's the end of
trilogy.
that
Yeah,
saga.
that's why I
That's the
want to
end of
watch it
them.
because
Yeah.
it's the end.
And
But
I'm,
not even the trailer looks good.
but
I'm not gonna lie, it looks very
Mm-hmm.
desaturated and weirdly gray. I'm still not sure that's gonna be a good one.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but
I have faith in
well,
Guardians 3 because it's James
I have
Gunn
faith
with
in
control.
James Gunn.
And
Yeah.
that's the thing,
But
because Guardian 3 doesn't have to play into, although Adam Warlock's there, which worries me, so it doesn't have to play into a bigger
Yeah.
thing. Well,
But
the
like
Adam Warlock will, but everything else doesn't. That James Gunn can
yeah,
just
but
end
I'm
that trilogy.
more excited because I
Yeah.
know that it's the end of
Yeah.
a trilogy.
Yeah.
It's the end of these characters.
The story.
Yes.
But right now, I'm not going to go see the Marvels.
Mm-hmm.
I am very, very concerned. I'm not probably going to see the new Captain America and Thunderbolts. I don't know. And
Right.
Blade, will Blade even get made at this rate?
Blade, probably
No
not
clue.
now. They've got too much on, and they want to reduce production because it's funny that Kevin Feige said, like, what was it on the premiere of this? He's like, yeah, we're reducing production to help visual effects stuff
Yeah.
going into this film, and it's
Yeah.
like, well, I wonder why.
Maybe they
you know?
start
Yeah.
after this film. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
maybe he said it, he was just sat at the premiere, was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what's your score?
That's
Kyle?
the thing. Yeah, I'm 2.
Oh wow.
Wow,
Because
that's
Yeah,
low.
I've dropped a bit more than I
So
thought.
not
but just
even like
thinking about this film,
entertaining in a bad way. Just like
No.
don't watch it.
it's not. It's not one
I-
of those
Uh-huh.
good bad films that's good.
Yeah,
It's just one of those
it's
bad
bad.
films that are bad.
Damn.
Trying to summarize, like, we kind of just spewed our thoughts out here on every aspect of the film we didn't like. I will say the reason it gets, I also will give it a 2 out of 10, Kyle. The reason it gets those 2 points is because Jonathan Majors is trying and is convincing.
Oh yeah,
I don't actually. People online are
Such a good
obviously hating on the young woman that is
Yes.
Catherine Newton because it's an easy target and
Because
it's
of
easy
course
to
they're
hate
gonna
on the
hate
young
on
talent.
on young women.
But
It's
I hate,
fucking
guys. I hate
internet.
to tell you this.
Yeah.
Watch everyone else's performance.
Yeah.
They're all bad.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd's shtick is also just Paul Rudd. Evangeline Lilly, Michelle Pfeiffer.
They're not even trying. in
Oh
this
my God,
one.
Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
Everyone else.
I just love
doesn't-
ants.
Exactly. No one else cares.
If
no one else is
anything,
trying.
you should be more
And-
mad at the actors that have so much fucking experience they have no excuse to be
Yes.
that bad, rather than the
Yeah.
girl who's like this is what like her
Mhm.
third movie or something like that.
And the thing is,
Yeah.
Kath, yeah, like we know she's okay. Like we've seen her in what was it,
And
Freaky?
and Freaky,
I
she's great in
enjoyed.
Freaky.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's great in Freaky. I
That's
think
2
it's
years
just
ago.
them going like, yeah, we want this character to be a wee bit arsey, and you're like, okay.
So the writing
Right.
and the
And
direction is
like I
really
was saying,
not
look,
helping.
Gonzalo, you always say this. Films are like a thesis. They have
Yes.
a reason to exist. They have a moral to the story. They have ideas behind their story. It's all got something to say.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. But there's also films which might not have much to say. And if you do not have much to say, you better be entertaining and
Yeah.
you better provide some sensory
Yeah.
enjoyment.
100%.
This film doesn't provide one, two, or both. It doesn't
That's
provide either. I don't actually know what the theme of the film was. I don't really know what they were trying to say. I guess go family, and guess go fathers looking out for their daughters. That's what I can take from this film, I guess. From an action and visual effects and sensory point of view, none of it's memorable, none of it's good. It's just choppy, it's shit. I don't understand people online saying that, oh, it was fun. I don't think it was funny.
It was not.
I don't think it was visually entertaining, intellectually entertaining. The only person trying here was Jonathan Majors. That's it. And it is absolutely, definitively the worst MCU film ever made.
Wow.
I don't think it's actually a question now.
Wow, that's
At least Thor: Love and Thunder had the black and white sequence and Christian
I
Bale.
like Thor: Love and
coordinated
Thunder.
at
I
times.
thought Love and Thunder was so bad it was good kind of thing. Like it was atrocious in a really funny way. So like the fact that
Well, like
you guys
Kel,
really
this is
dislike this. So like the fact that you think it's worse than Love and Thunder makes me really not want to watch this. Maybe I'll even skip
like
it.
you,
and
Kel,
listen
like
to this.
I stopped watching the Marvel shows after Moon Knight. At that point I was like, this is all it's just nothing to me now.
Yeah, but Loki was
just
good, man. Why'd they
Loki
have
was
to
good.
ruin
I will
the
watch
Loki
series
character?
2.
Yeah.
I will watch Loki series 2. But from the like you, Kyle, I'm not going to watch every single Marvel film now.
Oh yeah.
It's just every time I come out of it, I just feel more and more hollow.
Welcome
It's
to my world.
it's weird. It is that way, and maybe I don't know if this is maybe the start of the turning of the tides where the new DCU will maybe start fresh and people will go to those and think they're not, the kind of Marvel saturation does not happen because they're going to be starting from the ground one.
It doesn't matter what we're saying, Kyle, because the film has made $350 million in 4 days. It doesn't really matter. Everyone, and I don't really know because, like, I'm always attentive to the audience around me when I'm watching a film. I'm always curious to see how it's going to hit with people, right? And there wasn't that many laughs. There was that massive groan when MODOK showed up, and there was an occasional laugh. But overall, it didn't really feel like
I have a feeling at
the
this
audience
point
was enjoying it.
At this point, Lewis, it's like an investment thing. They put so much time
that's the
into
point.
watching all these movies.
And I think
just
that's
gonna keep
it.
doing it. Yeah. Like that's it.
It, Gonzalo. We've come this far. We
might as well
need to keep going.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
It'll get good someday.
Instead of being,
it's like the people that were really into like the Sherlock show. It's like, oh, it'll keep getting good. Trust me. You just gotta keep watching. They'll justify all the shitty writing. It'll get good. It'll get good. Yeah, like it's just that.
What it is, it's like, to be fair, I'm also guilty of this too. I watched like 9.5 seasons of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Just occasionally waiting for the occasional great episode.
Yeah.
And then at one day, I just eventually was like, oh, I've missed 3 episodes. I was like, well, okay. I guess I'm just going to stop watching. I'm not watching 3 episodes in a row to catch up.
Yeah.
I was fine watching it like weekly, and then I just like missed so many. I was like, oh, okay. And now it's over. And I'm like, great. It's that sort of thing. I've now, how many more MCU films? Is this the 30th one or something? I've spent
like
60 odd plus hours watching all this stuff.
You guys made me go watch a
really
lot of them because we've done episode reviews on them, and I'm very, very happy.
I say that.
Oh my god, that's not what he looks like? Kyle just sent me.
Yeah, I just sent a Gonzalo an image of MODOK.
Why is he smiling like that? What the fuck?
And it is. I also kind of also hate I dislike hating on a film like we're doing, Kyle. But I honestly don't see any much merit in this at all.
Not at all.
A shame. But I'll be there for Guardians 3 because I want to see James Gunn. I want to see
I want to see the end of the Guardians. I've grown to love them. I hate Chris Pratt now, but still, I've grown to love them. I really, at this point, I think I hate Chris Pratt so much. I don't mind if they just fucking kill off Star-Lord in that one. I'll be like, oh, okay.
What's gonna happen is they'll kill Drax and then maybe Rocket, and they'll have Chris Pratt and Gamora have a happy ending, probably.
I hope they get like a fucking Rogue One thing where like they just slowly all die until they kiss and then they die. I'm happy with that.
Yes, that will wrap up this review portion of the show. Thank you very much, Gonzalo, for joining me.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
And thank you, Kyle.
Yeah, thanks for making me think about Ant-Man.
Yes, on next week's show, we'll be talking about our favourite 80s films, because Creed 3 is just around the corner. I got thinking about Rocky, so 80s. Why don't we talk about the 80s? That'll be our topic on next week's episode. But yes, we just gave our unwanted opinions. Oh wait, I messed up. We just gave our opinions on Marcel the Shell with Shoes On and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. But at the end of the day, those were our unwanted opinions. Thank you very much.